Greetings and salutations from backstage at Lolla. It's Walt on Rock 95.5. I am in the artist compound, and I am lucky enough to hook up with this guy, the man, Lars Ulrich from the town.
Oh man, I haven't been called that for a while. Thank you.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Keeping warm. Great to be back in Chicago.
How about this weather? I mean,
it's very cool. Very cool. Well, I guess it's not very cool, but it's cool
perfect.
vibes. Good vibes. We've been here a couple days. The sound check last night, little rehearsals, and we're psyched to be back. 7 years ago, we played Lolla last time, and we dipped into Chicago last year and did the show at the Metro.
I was going to say, you've played this town on so many different levels. You played Lolla twice, you've done Soldier Field, you did the Speedway, the racetrack. You started at the Metro August 12th, 1983.
That's right.
Came back last year on my birthday.
That's right.
Thank you for the
On
awesome
your
birthday
That's
party.
right.
And I mean, so I'm not going to ask you what's your favorite because that's not fair. They're all different. But how do you prepare for different levels of events like that?
We just show up and do the best we can. I mean, the great thing about being in Metallica and coming back to a place like Chicago, who we have almost a 40-year relationship with, is to always mix it up. We love mixing it up. And so, like you're saying, whether we're playing Soldier Field or the Metro, both are great.
Yeah.
And obviously have different levels of intimacy, maybe. But that doesn't mean that they're not great in each their own way. And I've been asked 1,000 times, what do you prefer? I'm happy whether anybody shows up, and we're just trying to make the best out of each particular situation. Obviously, there's definitely a magical thing that happens here in this park, in this setting. Being up on stage last night and playing to the skyline and these awesome energy of high rises and everything that stands for, and just feeling sort of like this is the center point of Chicago for this weekend. It's
pretty magical. I mean,
yeah,
what an amazing setting to put on a show like this.
It's really cool. And so, it got a little bit of a breeze out there. Obviously, you got, the water, and this is great. A lot of times when you play these festivals, they're on some 30 miles outside of town and
right.
some field or whatever, and not that a lot of those don't have their own charm, but to be right smack in the middle of Chicago. I'm kind of reminded of there's a festival in San Francisco called Outside Lands.
Right.
That's also right in Golden Gate Park,
yeah.
Their version of this park, and so sometimes when you're right in the heart of the city, it connects you to.
It's got an energy.
It connects you to the energy of that city, but also to sort of what everything that city stands for. And obviously, we've had a relationship with Chicago, like I said, for almost 40 years, and it's always been at the very core, the epicenter of our most hardcore fans, and this incredible relationship. So to be back once again, it's just amazing.
So when you think about playing shows at these different places that you've played a million times before, big or small shows, do you think about that when you put together the set list? Like last time we were here, we played this kind of set.
Yeah. I definitely look at the last couple times, and obviously always try to mix it up. There are a couple of the old toe-tapping favorites, as we call them, that a significant amount of the fans obviously would like to hear. So it's just a matter of the right balances between those songs and the deeper cuts, and then we sort of often rotate the second tier songs and just try to always have some different. We're playing a couple different songs this summer that we haven't played for a while, and so we got that, a couple of the more well-known songs, a few odds and ends, and you just try to kind of mix it up. I have a kind of like a whole, it's not very rock and roll to say, but I have a whole spreadsheet of every, here's the last 20 years of appearances in Chicago, and then I can kind of try to put some deeper cuts together and a set list that's different than the last few times.
So is it challenging because everybody has to remember all of these songs? Because I've been in a band for 20 plus years, and I know that we're not prepared to play everything in our 5-album catalog. So
yeah, there's probably a good, I don't know what the number is, maybe 60 songs that we can more or less roll out on somewhat of a moment's notice. And also, Metallica is not exactly accused of being the most overly rehearsed band on this planet, and we like it that way.
There's something about
that is by design. We like to keep it loosey goosey on the edges.
We as fans like that too. So.
Well, no, we like, and increasingly as we get older, feel more comfortable with the human side. 20 years ago it was like everything has to be fucking perfect, and every hit and every note, it's just, and if it's not, then you fucked up.
Yeah.
You fucked up. And now it's like, we're just happy to be here.
It's not human, though. There's something
exactly.
about it, it's
exactly.
Like,
so there's about maybe 50 or 60 songs that we can pretty much roll out. We have a room back here somewhere. We have a little setup. We'll go in there and jam for 20-30 minutes before we go up on stage, kind of warm up and run a couple of the songs that we may not have played for a while, and that usually gets us by.
That's a great idea. This Lollapalooza is really special for you because there's another band playing at this festival that you have a connection with. Dude, Taipei Houston is amazing.
Thank you.
Your kids, Miles and Lane, they put together this band, duo, and it's got some of the most exciting energy I've heard this year.
Thank you.
How proud are you?
Well, obviously I'm proud. I'm happy that they're doing well, or what they're creating is cool. At the same time, we have a very, I think, open and transparent relationship, and certainly a couple of times along the way I've expressed that maybe things could be better. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's very, so it's not just, oh my God, you guys are great.
Of course.
Because,
as a good father, you want to give them constructive criticism.
Right, and so maybe even, to a fault, maybe too much constructive criticism, and so I don't know exactly where you land on that, but, and I can tell you, everything that project came together, I'd say sort of the second half of the pandemic, and when they came home from New York in March of 20, I guess, it was not quite as focused, and it took a while. I think it took about a year for it to kind of take shape, and there was lots of time spent, and they really worked hard. But eventually, they sort of zeroed in on the sound and their whole thing, and I think they've got something that's very unique. And the record, their record's coming, I guess in a couple of months, the full album, and it's a barn burner. I mean, it is.
As the Sun Sets, the new single.
Thank you. Yeah, and that's. There are songs on there that make that sound like Simon and Garfunkel. So there's some crazy shit on there, and it's a very, very, very intense record. When you listen to it from beginning to end. It'll definitely give you a bit of a pummeling, which is good. But so far, so good. They're playing tonight with the Idols at the Metro, which is cool. And then tomorrow here.
BMI stage at 2:10, I think.
Right. So look forward to that. And they played a few festivals. They played Bottle Rock out in NorCal, and they've played done some shows in the UK already. They're playing Reading and Leeds. And they're going on tour with the Melvins, which is super cool. So, and I think they're on ACL also, and a few other festivals. So, so far it's looking good. And like I said, the record's coming, I think in October, maybe it's November. But
definitely,
super excited.
Definitely excited about that.
Yeah.
So,
thank you.
Nice work. And everything you had to do to put those children on the planet. All right. Metallica has also been very focused on charitable work. I think Forbes said that you guys were the most charitable metal band on the planet, which I'm sure you beat most other bands. How important is things like All Within My Hands and the Metallica Scholars Initiative?
Well, it's very important. I mean, we've always been about community. We've always been about, all of us in this band are all kind of outsiders and misfits and loners, and we got in a band to sort of connect to community and to sort of feeling an increased sense of self-worth and just being with other people, and so taking care of each other has always been a thing, and so as we were fortunate enough to get more successful along the way, we would find ourselves, trying to be giving back and be charitable, never in a particularly organized way, but a few years, I guess, 5-6 years ago, it kind of came together in an organization, and now we have a structured organization with people that run it, and we're so fucking proud of what it's become.
Yeah.
Excuse me, and it's just being able to give back locally in the cities that we play, being able to do the scholars and to do all the different things and to help in times of disaster area, and other things that hit on local levels. So we feel that we sort of have our niche, and all the fans are very supportive and participatory and roll up their sleeves and get in there and help in the communities, and it's inspiring. I mean, I think that maybe along the way somehow maybe the hard rock community has not been recognized as the most charitable of music forms.
I think that's it, and I think that's why it stands out, the work that you guys are doing, and why it seems like it is really important.
Yeah, no, so I'm just proud of the fact that we're getting a lot of hard rock fans to participate and to get involved, and that we can show the rest of the world that hard rock fans are as valuable to their local communities as they are, and it's not somehow more about a pop audience or whatever that have
They're not any months.
That's right.
See,
That's right.
Well, I know you got to get going and do your thing, but what do you think about Master of Puppets and the Resurgence and the fact that it is now like number 35 on the Billboard?
It's kind of that whole thing is such a mind fuck. It's so difficult to fathom. Obviously, you've been following it, and obviously, Stranger Things have been an incredible phenomenon for years, and the fact that it kind of came out of the blue just 3 months ago, 6 months ago. Master of Puppets for the season end, of course, happy to participate, but we try to be very involved in letting our music be part of these other cultural things that out there, and just connect to fans and get the music out there. But the way this thing has taken off, and who would have thought that 36 years,
Yeah.
So this song is 36 years old and is now in the top 40 in like the UK and
it's an 8-minute song in 2022.
It's an 8-minute song, and it's fucking making a statement. So I mean, the power of series, the power of film, the power of television, the power of just culture in itself, and obviously any opportunity you get to turn new kids or younger kids onto to music that may be a gateway into discovering whatever it is, whether it's harder rock or different things or whatever that then was on their radar, is super cool. But this thing is just crazy, and
it's fun to watch. It really
kind of
is.
hard to sort of fully comprehend, really, but it's awesome. So we're very psyched.
Dude, I appreciate all the time you've given us today, and I cannot wait to see the show tonight. You bring it every time. Chicago loves you. You've got a new home in Chicago on the radio at Rock 95.5.
Thank you.
Love to have you come back.
Great to see you.
So
Congrats on the station.
Thank you.
Thanks for all the support.
Love it.
All right then.
Lars, Metallica backstage at Lollapalooza on Rock 95.5.